Bienvenidos a un otro episodio del podcast de viernes con tu host, Chris Cayos. I need to learn how to say all that in Spanish. Shout out to my homeboy Luis Puente. Man, I mean, these are timeless classics. And then I had to fuck him up with my voice on him. All cussing and shit. I feel like I could have did so much better. I mean, I still can. Still possible. Because he said, you know, keep the beats. I can remake new songs on old, quote unquote, to me, new to the world. Interesting, because I feel like this one still has life in it. And that's Louis on the guitar, you know what I'm saying? And making the beats. I don't know why I'm doing this. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Man, this the damn jam. Off the damn Richter. Like what? Man. Okay, so let us begin. I'm trying to think. So last week after I recorded, I don't remember what day I recorded. I think it was Saturday, but I'm not sure. Maybe Sunday. Honestly, I don't remember. But after that, I ate a lot of food. Too much food. And I got sick. And I got full. No, wait. I was too over full. And sick. And I vomited. Not like that. It was straight into one trash can. With a trash bag, of course. And the next day I woke up like blotchy. I was like, whoa. So I don't know I guess I popped some blood vessels or something. I don't know. And then that same night I had a dream. I got shot in the stomach. So basically I need to eat less and be healthier. Not just that, you know, but in other aspects. I was slipping up in other aspects as well, not just the food. And I need to get back on track. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm wearing this, because I'm like, we're running the track, life. Life is running track. Now, I was going to wear this, but it was too much purple if I wore this jacket today. I was like, Barney, shout out to Barney coming back next year. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he's still true to the purple, you know, Dallas, Texas origins, you know, but we'll see. He looks cool. I think he looks dope. I'll put a little picture of the new Barney right here. What's up? Yeah, but it's been blessed, you know, living life with passion. You know, it's not easy going to work every day of the week, but I don't even think we're designed for it. But all suffering leads to the creation of strength, mostly, right? I don't know. Yeah, that's how revolutions are born. So much struggle and strife that a people will become so powerful that they'll be able to overcome and take over. I mean, I don't know if has that happened in history? I don't know. We're not talking history. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Do I got anything else to say before we get into it? Before we get into the Friday podcast with your host, Chris Chaos. Right now I got heartburn. I was just talking about eating better, but you know, usually I'll go out to eat twice a week. I mean, twice a day. You know what I'm saying? Like for lunch and dinner. Today I cut that down to one, but then I ate a fucking party pizza. Like a fucking Ninja Turtle. I think I'll be okay though. What else? Anything else interesting that happened? Another Luis Puente production. I don't know if he was putting his name out there. Louis P. But I mean, La Raza. You gotta give it up. Let's get into it. Alright. Number 826. Have you ever burned a bridge on purpose? And how do you feel about that now? I mean, I've never burned a bridge on accident. Oh, I think they mean in the people sense. On purpose. I don't think so. I think I'm too chicken shit to even burn a bridge on purpose. Like, it was never intentional. Any bridges I may have burned have been probably unintentional that I can think of. Because the things that were burned weren't even bridges. You know what I'm saying? Those are just other buildings. Wait, I need a pluma or a marker. I'd rather use a pen, bro. I don't want to get up. Alright. What law do you think should be more of a personal choice instead of a law? I think y'all know my answer. Do you have a favorite YouTube channel? What is it? Oh, alright, besides mine and the iPods and the Chris Chaos music channel, Matt and Shane's Secret Podcast is my favorite podcast. It's hilarious. Many of you may not like it. It's edgy comedy, but I like it. The most annoying bill you have to pay. Oh, so we got this water softener in the house, and every once in a while the water softener goes berserk and it starts leaking water and shit. And this has happened once before, and it just happened again. And so the water softener was leaking for a few days, and then finally we realized it, and then we like shut it off, and it doubled the water bill. So that sucked. And then not only that, because the machine's fucked up, they gotta come out and look at it, and that costs $500. So it's like, damn, this water softener is incredible, but that's an annoying bill to have to pay every so often when it fucks up. And then on top of that, the water bill. Let's see, 830, number 830 from 3,000 mother questions. Your secret obsession. Ooh. I don't really have any secret obsession. Any obsession I have is wear it on my sleeve. You know what I'm saying? It's the Ninja Turtles. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's acting, buying shit that. But I'm glad I bought like all those were my son's. All those plush toys. Comic books are mine. The statues mine. I had a Pokemon obsession, but it wasn't that. Like, for a little bit, I was buying a lot of cards. But I would give them away. I would give the ones that weren't worth anything to the kids at school. Not that they weren't worth anything, but that I kept the valuable ones and I was selling them. That was kind of an obsession for a bit. Minecraft is kind of a secret obsession. I like playing Minecraft on the Nintendo Wii U. Like I try to get in a few minutes every week. And I got this one world that I really like. I still think about worlds that I had on the Xbox 360. I think about worlds that, well, that's it. But, because one time I made like a city, it was a dope ass city, and then I made the turtle lair. So it wasn't that big or anything special. It was just like you go down and it was like a hallway, and then each one had a room, and so it was like the color. But it was, I think I made it. Obviously, I made it in creative, but yeah, it's really calming and shit, and I like it. And then you know, sometimes it is like you explode or just randomly or fall off a cliff, and it's just pretty cool. I don't know what the fuck is up with it. It's simplistic, but so, like, I don't know how to get to the Ender Dragon. Like, so sometimes I'll go to the Nether and I'll try to fucking get golden rods and shit or ghastly tears, but I don't know how to get to the Ender Dragon. I mean, I'm assuming that's the end goal, but I don't know. It's fun. What's the scariest insect you can think of? Man, when I saw that, and I hope I don't concoct one right now, but when I saw that millipede, it was a centipede. It was, I get the chills just thinking about it. That's like morning. What? But a spider sucks too. What? Because one time there was this big ugly spider and my grandma was here from Mexico, and I was about to go to work to PLS. This is 10 years ago. And I'm like we saw it, and then it disappeared, and then it came out again right before I was about to leave, and I just fucking boom, boom. But what's crazy is like I stomped on it, and then it like held on to and I was like, oh shit, like it with one of its 8 fucking arms, it held onto my foot, and then it just was fucking Spider-Man in my foot and shit, you know what I'm saying? I was like, get the fuck out. And I was cussing and shit in English. Luckily my grandma, I don't think she knew. It's my grandma from Mexico. Shout out to Pita. I don't know if you're watching, but that'd be pretty cool if you are. Hola, Pita. Okay. That's what I call her because when I was younger, I couldn't say abuelita. What one thing could you easily live without? I'm going through everything. Internet, no. Computer, no. Phone, no. Family, no. I need all this. Obviously, I should have said, you know, couldn't live without my family, couldn't live without my friends, couldn't live without my co-workers. I gotta say that, like, it's hard sometimes when you're in the thick of it, but when you step back in the evening and you know, sip a cup of wine, or you smoke a cigar or something, and you sit back and think about the day, and you're like, you know what? I work with some really God-sent people. Like, these people are legit. And I'm lucky. Do you think there is life? So what was one thing I could live easily without? Oh, I didn't answer them. Bro. High top shoes. Nah, because I like my boots. I need boots sometimes. Something you can't live without. I'm thirsty. So there's a bottle of water. Oh, yeah. Soda. Because one of these questions says Coke or Pepsi. Do you think there is life after death? I do. A memory you think of often. It's usually one of my son, where he would like, when he was little, and it would be my weekend with him, and he would like spend the night, we'd go to the creek and ride bikes and just try to do as much as we could, you know, just wear him out, you know, and take him to the park, take him to the backyard, play, go to the aquarium. What is one thing? But I think of like when as a kid, I just think of my kid a lot. What is one thing if you ever lost, it would devastate you? So many things. So many things. So it doesn't say a person, so it says a thing. Bro, everything that I own would be devastating to lose. Otherwise, I wouldn't own it. I wouldn't have got it if I didn't think it. But devastating, obviously my technology, you know what I'm saying? But anything can be replaced. But a thing, Maybe a body part? That'd be pretty devastating. Oh, like it's like if you lose a sense, like the sense of hearing or something, that'd be fucking devastating. But damn, that would be crazy. Be very sad. Shout out to the people that if you're deaf or blind or handicapped in any way, man, I fucking salute you. Do you believe in don't let the sun set on your anger? Meaning don't go to bed angry. 100%, man. I can't go to bed angry. I gotta sit back, relax, and as I take notes of the. Oh wait. Yeah, I can't go to sleep. Madman. Are you a convincing liar, or can people see through you? You tell me. What video game do you wish life were more like? I don't know. Video games are fucking crazy, man. I like real life. Video games are bananas. I would like the one aspect of Grand Theft Auto where you can just drive around and crash and there's no repercussion. But I've been in so many, like, where you don't, but no, never mind, I don't know. Do you think it's more important to love or be loved? Whoa. I think they are equally important, and one cannot exist without the other. But for the other to be had, you must do one. To be loved, you must love. But not all that are loved, love. And not all that love are loved. So which one is more important? Well, this is a fucking riddle. I think my gut goes with to love. And they say always go with your gut. Because your gut is like your second brain. And when I feed it bullshit, it's upset. Alright, let's pull up the next scenario. What's the scenario? Hopefully the music's not too loud. Alright, so this week, angel number 373. It's a blend of, oh man, I didn't get the source. What's the source? Sorry guys, I don't know the source, but if you put in the I'll find out later. Maybe I'll look it up. So, but this is not from me, this is from the internet. Angel number 373 is a blend of the energies of number tres and the vibrations of number siete, with 3 appearing twice, amplifying its attributes. 3 brings optimism and joy, inspiration and creativity, self-expression and communication, imagination and intelligence, sociability and society, energy, growth. This is all 3. And expansion in the principles of increase, encouragement and assistance, talent and skills. Number 3 is also the number of the Ascended Masters. That's a cool comic book title, Ascended Masters. Number 7 resonates with understanding the self and others, determination and persistence of purpose, inner strength and inner wisdom, discernment and discerning, spiritual awakening, development and enlightenment, mysticism and psychic abilities. Damn! 373 is a message from the angels, possibly that you have been doing a wonderful job in your daily life and have been diligently and optimistically serving your life purpose and soul mission. Continue with confidence and enthusiasm, safe in the knowledge that you are supported and protected by the spiritual realm and universal energies, aka God. 373 can be a message that you are moving in the right direction in your life and are living up to your light working duties and life theme. Use your natural communication skills and creative abilities to uplift, comfort, and encourage others. Trust that the angels and masters are by your side, offering guidance, assistance, and support. 373 brings a powerful message of love, support, and encouragement. Maintain a positive attitude and outlook in order to continue manifesting positive abundance into your life. Know that your life path is one of serving and teaching others and living your life as a positive example for others. Damn, that's heavy duty, man. Heavy duty. Alright, I need to take a break. Come right back with kind of a spirit animal. Alright. We have returned. We returned. And we about to learn about the blue jay feather. Under any weather. Music makes it better. Gotta stack the cheddar. Gotta give Berettas. What? Gotta hold it down. We ain't no clowns. This ain't Mickey D's. Nah, we got the crown. But this ain't Burger King. Let the murder ring. And for the word. Alright, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Alright. So I forgot I found this feather until I got my car back and it was in there. It's a blue jay feather. So I looked it up. Blue jay feathers symbolize the ability to be yourself, to be free and express your individuality. They also symbolize the ability to move freely with an open mind and an open heart. When you find this feather, it means that the universe is watching over you. It's not uncommon to see them used in weddings or other special occasions because they represent the idea that no matter how dark things may seem at the moment, good things are still ahead. The blue jay, I don't have a source for this either. I'm gonna have to look them up at the end. Sorry guys. And this one's a lot. But I don't know if I'm gonna read it all. So, the blue jay feather meaning is also associated with friendship and loyalty. Blue jay feathers are often used in Native American ceremonies where they are thought to bring good luck and protection from evil spirits. These feathers symbolize beauty and art, especially in the Native American community. Their color is a sign of their strength and ability to survive, no matter what the circumstances are. Blue jay feathers are also considered to be a sign of happiness and joy, as well as trustworthiness and truthfulness. They are said to be a symbol of good luck and fortune. If you find one, it means that you should stay positive and pay attention to the signs around you. Whenever I'm starting to feel a lull and I'm going back to work or I'm running late for work or something and I see a butterfly, I'm like, you know what? It's all good. I'm going to be there. It's going to work out. Seeing one implies that you're capable of adapting to the unexpected, but it can also mean that you'll need to be flexible when it comes to your own life situation. Ooh, right in the feelings. If you're feeling stuck in one place, this might be an indication that it's time for some changes. If someone is giving you a blue jay feather as a gift, they believe that you have the strength needed to overcome any challenge. They are rooting for you. It's a weird gift. It means that you're protected. Seeing a blue jay feather similar to a peacock feather suggests that you are protected by your angels. These birds are known to be messengers of the gods, and they will always guide you when you need them the most. Their feathers are often used to decorate the homes of people who have recently become parents or expecting a child. I don't know what that, where. They're also used as a way to keep things safe or hidden. For example, you can use them as part of a charm for your car, so that's protected from accidents. and it's in my card. You can also use them in spells that aim to protect your home and loved ones from harm. The blue jay feather meaning symbolizes the importance of keeping your focus on the things in life that are truly important. These feathers are often seen as being associated with the spirit world and those who have passed away. In many cultures, it is believed to be a warning sign from above. What cultures? I mean, you don't understand what culture specifically. In this sense, a blue jay's feather is pretty close to a crow feather meaning and could imply that someone is watching you. Watch. Or maybe an indication of the change in your life. This could be good or bad, but it's important to remember that these feathers are an omen of change in some way. Depending on the context, a blue jay feather could also be a warning sign that someone has been lying or trying to deceive you. When you see their feather, it's time for you to step up and protect yourself and your family by taking by taking charge of the situation or problem at hand. I try to read it out because we say family. There's no I in there, but it's family. Crazy. Alright. It may seem like someone else is in charge of your life right now, but that's not true. You have all the power. You just need to make sure you're using it in the correct way. You should also take it as an opportunity to open up what's going on for you and let people know how they can help or support you. And that's hard to do. It's hard to do. You have nothing to lose by sharing your truth and everything to gain. Interesting. Embrace your energy. Finding a blue jay feather may be a sign that your positive energy and attitude are attracting opportunities. It's time to embrace your energy and let the universe know you're ready for new opportunities. As you go through your day, notice what you're feeling and thinking. If you feel like something is off, ask yourself if there's something in your life that needs to change. If so, make a conscious decision to make those changes now. You'll be amazed at how much more powerful you feel when you make decisions from a place of love rather than fear or anxiety. Enhance your skills. A blue jay feather suggests that you're already good at something, but there's room to improve. You got the basics down, but there's always room for more. These feathers are a symbol of creativity and intelligence. If you find this feather, it's likely that you will have the opportunity to improve your skills in some way. It may be as simple as being more creative with the way you approach a problem, or it could suggest that you're ready to learn a new skill. Blue jay is also known for its ability to mimic other birds and other sounds. So if this bird's feather shows up to you, it could be trying to tell you it's time for you to develop your own unique abilities. Not bad. Not bad for a little feather. Yeah. I still got heartburn. Alright. So, as I said earlier, last weekend, after I got sick from eating too much or from Popeyes or something, I don't know what, something got me sick. Probably a combination. Anyway, I had a dream, and it didn't hurt in the dream, but there was a like someone started shooting, and I tried to jump down, and then I was like, did I get shot? I was like, I hope I didn't get shot, and I looked, and I was like, oh, I got shot, and I was bleeding. But anyway, so I looked it up, and so dreamsdemystified.blog says to dream about getting shot in the stomach could be a sign that something in your life needs to be released or let go of. True. ThePleasantDream.com says these dreams might also picture your character and values. You don't judge anyone by their appearance or possessions. You're equally respectful to a multimillionaire and a beggar. You know that only good deeds and people's feelings for you will stay in the long run. Nobody would truly love you without ulterior motives for your possessions. You also like to lead a minimalist life. Such dreams also remind you of your life lessons. It might mean that you learned your lessons well and are applying them wisely to reach your goals. On the flip side, your dream might warn you against committing the same mistakes repeatedly. It's time to revisit your past and notice what situation led to chaos. Try to save yourself from a disastrous situation while you still have time. A dream of being shot in the stomach might not be that uncommon, especially if you live around war zones or shootout prone areas. Well, I don't. However, dream experts say that you may have this dream due to other reasons. Oh no, I went too far. What are they? Well, man, I don't have the source on this one either. I keep forgetting to get the sources. I'm gonna have to put them afterwards when I'm editing this. So it says getting the shot in the stomach in dreams reflects danger, desire for being loved, disinterest in materials, life lessons, and desire to share insight. In your life, you probably played many video games where your character shot others or got shot down. That's all fun and exciting until you experience it yourself, even if it's in your sleep. Of course, you were horrified by the subconscious vision, but there's no time to mope over it. Know the basic message of your dreams to put your heart at rest. So number one, this is not going to put my heart at rest because it just says it's symbolic of looming danger. What the fudge? Oh, it just means that you feel threatened by an object, entity, or situation that you're surrounded. Yeah, because I was eating bad, and I was also getting on some bad habits again. Dipping my toe. You know what I'm saying? Number two is something about your need for love. Sometimes such dreams denote that you feel you receive less love than you give your partner. You feel they don't understand your needs. It's a sign not to focus on just your side and notice the broader picture. It might also portray that you feel abandoned or neglected by your fam during the harshest hours and need them by your side to continue. That's not my particular. All right, number three, materialistic possessions don't impress you much. These dreams might also picture your character and values. You don't judge anyone by their appearance or possessions. I already read that one. It was on the top. You know that only good deeds and people's feelings for you will stay in the long run. Nobody will truly love you without ulterior motives for your possessions. What? You will also like to lead a minimalist life. That one's. It signifies what you learned in life. Such dreams also remind you of your life lessons. It might mean that you've learned your lessons well and are applying them to wisely reach your goals. On the flip side, your dream might warn you against committing the same mistakes repeatedly. It's time to revisit your past and notice what situation led to chaos. Try to save yourself from a disastrous situation. Did I just fucking read this shit twice? I don't know. Your desire to share wisdom. It like enhanced it or something. Like it just. Let's see. Your dreamscapes may denote your wish to contribute to the world, the most precious gift of knowledge. If you desire to be a teacher, you want to nurture bright, brilliant students. But on a bigger scope, you want to preach your lessons to the mass and lead them to spiritual enlightenment. It might also imply you want to teach your children the values of life. Dreaming of getting shot with guns represents how you fight against the odds in waking life. Currently, you may face multiple troubles due to external forces. A person or situation tries to hurt you in every possible way, and you try to protect yourself from them. The dream may show you have immense survival instincts despite how bad the situation gets. You might inspire many souls with your fighting capabilities. Right now, others may not heed may not pay heed to your battles, but things will change in the future. Such a dream signifies the presence of an enemy nearby. This person can't tolerate your progress. This is possible. I don't know if this is true necessarily. Because it can't mean all these things, right? So it's like whatever one resonates with you. Like mine was up there with not doing the same shit that led to chaos. Stay alert, stay on guard. Let's see what else. However, out of helplessness or love, you can't desert. I don't know what they're talking about. So every time you let the issue pass, the time won't let it kill you. You'll speak up for your sake and deal with the problem. All right, this is the one that I wanted to read. Your stomach area holds your solar plexus or Manipura chakra. Your self-confidence, self-esteem, and feminine side depend on this chakra. Your dreams might imply that you're not using your capabilities and qualities wisely. You may be wasting your time and energy. The dream asks you to focus on your goals and find out what you need to do to bring a positive change to life. In life. So that was definitely resonated with me. Let's take another break, ladies and gentlemen, and return with some anxiety news. Like a old school hip hop DJ. Yo, not what I'm doing. Anxiety news with your host, Chris Chaos. With the C for chaos. And Chris. Alright. So this one I actually know the link. I mean the source. medicalexpress.com. And that's express spelled with just an X. And on the website, the X looks like a helix. But it says depression and anxiety symptoms linked to vaping nicotine, and THC. I'll be careful with nicotine. That's a weird word. In teens and young adults. And that is from the American Heart Association. A survey of more than 2,500 teens and young adults led by the American Heart Association has found that vaping nicotine and THC, the psychoactive component in marijuana, was associated with self-reported symptoms of depression and anxiety. The study's preliminary findings will be presented at the association's epidemiology, prevention, lifestyle, and cardiometabolic health scientific sessions 2023, which will be held in B-Town, Boston, February 28th to March 3rd. So today's the last day. And offers the latest science on population-based health and wellness and implications for lifestyle and cardiometabolic health. Just ain't heart health. This ain't heart health. That's all. Cardiometabolic. It's heart health. The use of pod-based e-cigarettes has surged among youth and young adults in recent years. Previous studies have identified links between vaping and symptoms of both anxiety and depression among young adults. Younger people have long been vulnerable to tobacco use. May experience greater harm from nicotine and other drugs, and may be targeted by tobacco advertisers and marketers. Said study author Joy Hart, PhD, a professor of communication at University of Louisville in Kentucky. E-cigarette devices are still relatively new compared to other tobacco products, such as combustible cigarettes and pipes. So more research is needed to try to better understand the popularity of e-cigarettes, including reasons for vaping and the associated health risks among the youth. The researchers, several of whom work for the association, conducted an online survey among 2,505 teens and young adults ages 13 to 24 to gauge mental health differences among nicotine-only vapors, THC-only vapors, dual vapors of both nicotine and THC, and people who had never vaped any product ever. The study was focused on 1,921 people who had never vaped or were current vapers, defined as having vaped in the past 30 days. Of those participants, 562 individuals reported that they had never vaped. 370 had vaped only nicotine, 159 had vaped only THC, and 830 were dual vapors of nicotine and THC. The analysis of the participants' survey responses found approximately 70% of the THC vapors and 60% of the nicotine vapors and dual vapors reported experiencing anxiety symptoms such as worries, flashbacks, panic attacks, and situational anxieties within the past week, compared to about 40% of the participants who had never vaped. Over half of the nicotine-only vapors, THC-only vapors, and dual vapors reported experiencing symptoms of depression, such as difficulty engaging in or being interested in activities normally enjoyed, whether they felt that depression interfered with their ability to do things they needed to do at work, at school, or at home, and whether depression interfered with their social life and relationships within the past week, compared to 25% of non-vapers. More than 50% of people in all vaping groups reported having suicidal thoughts within the past 12 months, compared to only 1/3 of the non-users. About a quarter of the dual vapors and nicotine-only vapors started vaping nicotine to calm down or feel less stressed. And 1/3 of participants in both groups reported they had currently vaped nicotine to cope with feelings of anxiety. In contrast, about half of THC-only vapors started vaping THC and currently vape THC to relieve anxiety symptoms. Around 20%, now we don't know what the study looks like, so we don't know how these questions were, formulated and stuff. Around 20% of nicotine-only vapors and dual vapors started vaping to help feel less depressed, and currently vaped for this reason. About 1/3 of THC-only vapors started vaping THC, and nearly half currently vape THC to feel less depressed. They fucked up, they put TCH. TC, alright, Ninja Turtles. Dual vapors were significantly more likely than nicotine-only vapors to indicate addiction to nicotine, which was defined in this study as behaviors such as waking up at night to vape. Dual vapors of nicotine and THC, when I saw that, I was like, damn, that's crazy. Dual vapors of nicotine and THC were also significantly more likely to say they feel less depressed after they started vaping, whereas nicotine-only vapors were more likely to report that the vaping had no impact on their feelings of depression. This may be related to dual users' stronger addiction to these products rather than the positive impacts of the products on their mental health, researchers said. Although we knew that THC was commonly vaped, we were just surprised. Damn, I went too far again. We were surprised to have so many dual vapors, more than double the nicotine-only vapors. Dual use may either compound the addictive nature of vaping or attract people who are more prone to addiction, as well as having an impact on the symptoms of depression. These findings suggest that the importance of addressing the use of THC and the need for building resilience and coping skills for teens and young adults. Hart said, yo, that's just on point. Study had limitations. The use of cross-sectional data did not allow researchers to assess whether symptoms of anxiety and depression, as well as suicidal thoughts, were caused or exacerbated by the use of the THC and nicotine vapes, or whether the existence of those symptoms had an effect on the use of the vape products. Collecting online data via a web-based panel meant that participants may not be representative of all U.S. teens and young adults, and the data were self-reported. As I was saying earlier, when better coping skills are developed, there may be fewer temptations to try to manage anxiety symptoms and similar mental health challenges through vaping, as well as better refusal skills if offered an electronic cigarette. Increased priority on more positive behaviors to alleviate tension and manage anxiety symptoms may reduce the likelihood of vaping, possible addiction, and the increased risk of negative health outcomes, said Rose Marie Robertson, MD, FA, HA. Robertson is Deputy Chief Science and Medical Officer of the American Heart Association, co-director of the association's National Institute of Health / USDA funded Tobacco Center of Regulatory Science, and senior author on the study. There is also an urgent need for effective communication campaigns and educational programs to increase understanding among youth and young adults about the risks of using e-cigarettes, she said. Future research, Robertson said, is needed to examine the long-term connection between mental health and vaping, whether nicotine only, THC only, or both nicotine and THC. This study showed the striking significance of issues with mental health in users of both nicotine vapes as well as THC vapes. And as new products continue to come onto the market, I think that this is something that we will continue to see, said Lorene E. Wold, PhD, FA, Wold is Assistant Dean for Biological Health Research in the College of Nursing, a professor in the Colleges of Nursing and Medicine, Physiology, and Cell Biology at the Ohio State University, and lead of the writing committee for the association's 2022 statement on cardiopulmonary consequences of vaping in adolescents. These products were developed as smoking cessation tools for those that use traditional cigarettes. So I'm very curious now what the implications are with mental health and users who are using these products to help stop smoking. Very interesting. All right. I need to take a break once more. I might even take a nap and finish this shit tomorrow, because I'm tired. It's been one heck of a day, ladies and gentlemen. One heck of a week. One heck of a year. All right. Maybe I'll be wearing something different because it'll be tomorrow. We'll see. My hair might even be different. Probably not. Nope. All right. So if you're watching this straight through, it seems like it's the same day. It's a different day. Message failed to send. Okay. Well, anyway, just heard some tornado warning sirens, and that sirens, and it's a pretty creepy sound. Very sobering sound. Makes you think about life and death and all the in between. Well, birth and all that. Anyway, hopefully nothing happens. Hopefully there's no tornado. But I'm gonna continue to record for now. Judging from the winds of the tree movements, not too bad right now. At least in this area. So, and if it gets bad, I'm gonna move out the, we'll go to the hall. So I wanted to do a movie review with you all. I watched this one like months ago, and it hit me, but I needed to read about it again because it's been a minute. Now this movie is called Big Hero 6, and it came out in 2014. It's an American computer animated superhero film produced by Walt Disney Animation Studios and released by Walt Disney Pictures, loosely based on the Marvel comics of the same name, created by Man of Action, I don't even know. I need to look into that. It is the 54th Disney animated feature film. The film was directed by Don Hall and Chris Williams and produced by Roy Conley from a screenplay written by Jordan Roberts and the writing team of Robert L. Baird and Dan Gerson. The film stars the voices of Ryan Potter, Scott Adsit, Daniel Henney, T.J. Miller. I know who T.J. Miller is. I mean, I don't know him, but I know. Jamie Chung, Damon Wayans Jr. I know who that is. Genesis Rodriguez, James Cromwell, Maya Rudolph. I would recognize that name as well. And Alan Tudyk. Big Hero 6 tells the story of Hiro Hamada, a young robotics prodigy, and Baymax, his late brother Tadashi's healthcare provider robot, who form a superhero team to combat a masked villain who is responsible for Tadashi's death. This is pretty deep for a Disney movie, if you ask me. When I watched it, it's like, whoa, it gets pretty dark. Big Hero 6 is the first Disney animated film to feature Marvel Comics characters, whose parent company was acquired by the Walt Disney Company in 2009. Walt Disney Animation Studios created new software technology to produce the film's animated visuals. So that created a whole new software technology just for this movie. That's pretty tight. I'm sure they're using it for more movies, hopefully, and they didn't just do it for one. I would assume. Man, I kind of want to look into that. It premiered at the 27th Tokyo International Film Festival on October 23rd, 2014, and at the Abu Dhabi Film Festival on October 31st, Halloween. It then premiered at the El Capitan Theater in LA in November 4th. It was theatrically released in the Disney Digital 3D and Real 3D formats in the US on November 7th. The film was met with both critical and commercial success. It received positive reviews from critics with praise for the animation, action sequences, pacing, entertainment value, heart, and emotional weight. It grossed over $657.8 million worldwide and became the highest grossing animated film of 2014. Well earned. It won the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature and the Kids' Choice Award for Favorite Animated Movie. It also received nominations for the Annie Award for Best Animated Feature and the Golden Globe. Blah, 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 blah. So it also became a television series, which continues the story of the film. I kind of want to watch it, but I don't know. I like how the movie I like the movie. Baymax Dreams. Oh, wait, no. A 2-season short series, Baymax Dreams, premiered in 2018. Another series, Baymax, premiered with the exclamation mark, premiered on Disney Plus on June 29, 2022. Scott Adsit as Baymax, an inflatable robot built by Tadashi as a medical assistant. Paul said Baymax views the world from one perspective. He just wants to help people. He sees Hiro as his patient. Producer Roy Conley said the fact that his character is a robot limits how you can emote. But Scott was hilarious. He took those boundaries and was able to shape the language in a way that makes you feel Baymax's emotion and sense of humor. It's true. Scott was able to relay just how much Baymax cares. Ryan Potter as Hiro Hamada, a 14-year-old robotics prodigy. Speaking of the character, co-director Don Hall said Hiro is transitioning from boy to man. It's a tough time for a kid, and some teenagers develop the inevitable snarkiness and jaded attitude. Luckily, Ryan is a very likable kid, so no matter what he did, he was able to take the edge off the character in a way that made him authentic but appealing. Daniel Henney as Tadashi Hamada, Hiro's older brother and Baymax's creator. On Tadashi and Hiro's relationship, Conley said, "We really wanted them to be brothers first. Tadashi is a smart mentor. He very subtly, it's a weird word. Because it's S-U, subtly. He very subtly introduced Hero to his friend, subtly. And what they do at San Francisco Tech. Once Hero sees Wasabi, Honey, Go-Go, and Fred in action, he realizes there's a much bigger world out there that really interests him. T.J. Miller, comedian, as Fred, a comic book fan and slacker who was also a team mascot at San Francisco Institute of Technology. Speaking of Miller, co-director Chris Williams said, he's a real student of comedy. There are a lot of layers to his performance, so Fred ended up becoming a richer character than anyone expected, both literally and metaphorically. I don't know if it had that much of an impact on me, but he's a cool comedian. I heard, like, you want to, he's been through some shit. Oh, it's getting real windy. Oh, lights are flickering. Alright, I'm probably going to stop recording. Damn. Fuck, let's keep going. Alright, so anyway, I'm pretty sure I cried in this movie because it's about brotherhood and having a father figure and revenge. And there's this one point I'm looking out the window because the fucking trees are shaking. At one point he takes out there's a chip in Baymax that won't let him do anything but help. So he takes it out and tries to get him to kill the bad guy, who ended up, because his brother sacrificed himself. He was trying to go back into the building to save, I don't know, the professor or something, but the professor ended up using the young brother's invention to save himself and ended up becoming the villain. So he wanted him dead. I mean, that's a human emotion. Like, if this professor, you watch the movie, it's all good. It's very, very interesting. But, he didn't want to do it. So, the robot didn't want to, Baymax. It was very cool. Yeah, I'll give it, like, definitely at least 4.5 stars. Yeah, it was funny scenes. It was heartwarming. There was action. It's actually pretty good. Might have to give 5. Alright, let's do Badass Woman in Herstory real quick. Okay, I'm gonna slow down a bit. Alright, so this is a singer, or Badass Woman in Herstory. Mary Ann Anderson. She was born February 27th, 1897. I think that she's an Aquarius like myself. April 8th. She passed on April 8th, 1993. She's considered one of the most important singers of the 20th century, known for her impressive 3-octave vocal range. She performed widely in the U.S. and Europe beginning in the 1920s. She was invited to perform at the White House for President Franklin Roosevelt and First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt in 1936. The first African American so honored, as says this article from thoughtco.com. 3 years later, after the Daughters of the American Revolution refused to allow Anderson to sing at a Washington, D.C. gathering, the Roosevelts invited her to perform on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial. Interesting. Anderson continued to sing professionally until the 1960s when she became involved in politics and civil rights issues. Among her many honors, Anderson received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1963 and a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 1991. So she was an American contralto. I guess that's the type of singer. She performed a wide range of music, from opera to spirituals. She performed with renowned orchestras in major concert and recital venues throughout the U.S. and Europe between 1925 and 1965. Straight 40 years. Oh, shit, I went too far. She was an important figure in the struggle for African American artists to overcome racial prejudice in the United States during the mid-20th century. In 1939, during the era of racial segregation, the Daughters of the American Revolution, I already said this earlier, refused to allow Anderson to sing to an integrated audience in Constitution Hall in Washington, D.C. The incident placed Anderson in the spotlight of the international community on a level unusual for a classical musician. With the aid of First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt and her husband, President Franklin D. Roosevelt, Anderson performed a critically acclaimed open-air concert on Easter Sunday, April 9, 1939, on the Lincoln Memorial Steps in the Capitol. The event was featured in a documentary film, and she sang before an integrated crowd of more than 75,000 people and a radio audience in the millions. Take that, Daughters of the Revolution. Thirsty. Oh, shit, everybody's on camera. There. On the January 7th, 1955, Anderson became the first African-American singer to perform at the Metropolitan Opera. In addition, she worked as a delegate to the United Nations Human Rights Committee and as a Goodwill Ambassador for the United States Department of State, giving concerts all over the world. She participated in the Civil Rights Movement in the 60s, singing at the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom in 1963. The recipient of numerous awards and honors, Anderson was awarded the first Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1963, the Congressional Gold Medal in 77, the Kennedy Center Honors in 78, the National Medal of Arts in 86, and a Grammy Lifetime, like we said earlier, in 91. She was born in Philadelphia to John Berkeley Anderson and Annie Delilah Rucker. Her father sold ice and coal at the Reading Terminal in downtown Philadelphia. Oh, that's why they have the Reading Railroad in Monopoly. And eventually also sold liquor. Prior to her marriage, Anderson's mother was briefly a student at the Virginia Seminary and College in Lynchburg and had worked as a school teacher in Virginia. As she did not obtain a degree, Annie Anderson was unable to teach in Philly under a law that was applied only to black teachers and not white ones. She therefore earned an income caring for small children. Marion was the eldest of the three Anderson children. Her two sisters, Alice and Ethel, also became singers. Ethel married James the Priest, and their son, James Anderson the Priest, was a noted conductor. Dang, it runs in the family. Anderson's parents were both devout Christians. Amen. And I went too far again. I scrolled way too far. And the whole family was active in the Union Baptist Church, which during her youth stood in a building constructed by the congregation in 1889 at 709 South 12th Street in South Philadelphia. Marion's aunt, Mary, her father's sister, was particularly active in the church's musical life and convinced her niece to join the junior church choir at the age of 6. In that role, she got to perform solos and duets, often with her aunt. Aunt Mary took Marion to concerts at local churches, the YMCA, benefit concerts, and other community music events throughout the city. Anderson credited her aunt's influence as the reason she pursued her singing career. Sorry, that's not how far this is taking me. Beginning as young as 6, her aunt arranged for Marion to sing for local functions where she often paid 25 or 50 cents for her aunt, or 50 cents for singing a few songs. Whoa, I can't even see the trees. Oh yeah, I can. It's so dark though. She got in the early teens. I'm gonna read fast as fudge. Mary began to make as much as $4 or $5 for singing, a considerable sum for the earliest 20th century. At the age of 10, Mary joined the People's Chorus of Philadelphia under the direction of singer Emma Hackley, whenever she was a hack, where she was often a soloist. When Anderson was 12, her father received a head injury while working at the Reading Terminal before Christmas of 1909. Soon afterwards, her father passed following heart failure. Damn. who was 37 years old. Holy moly. Married and her family moved into the home of her father's parents, Benjamin and Isabella Anderson. Her grandfather had been born a slave and had been emancipated in the 1860s. He relocated to South Philadelphia, the first of his family to do so. When Anderson moved into his home, the two became very close, but he died just a year after the family moved in. Anderson attended Stanton Grammar School, graduated in 1912. Her family could not pay for any music lessons or high school. Dang, you had to pay for high school. Still, Anderson continued to perform wherever she could and learn from anyone who was willing to teach her. Throughout her teenage years, she remained active in her church musical activities, now heavily involved in the adult choir. She became a member of the Baptist Young People's Union and the Campfire Girls, which provided her with some limited musical opportunities. Eventually, the People's Chorus of Philadelphia and the pastor of the church, Reverend Wesley Parks, along with other leaders of the black community, raised the money she needed to get singing lessons with Mary Saunders Patterson and to attend South Philadelphia High School, from which she graduated in 1921. Nice. After high school, Anderson applied to an all-white music school. See, kids these days, I'm going to sound like an old head, but a lot of kids these days don't understand how hard it was just to get into high school. I didn't even realize that you had to pay to get into high school in the 20s. I don't know if it's because she was a melanated individual or what, or if that was just for everybody. I don't know. Both. Like, you know, like because maybe it was a money thing. After high school, she applied to an all-white music school, the Philadelphia Musical Academy, now University of the Arts School of Music, but was turned away because she was black. The woman working the admissions counter replied, "We don't take color," when she tried to apply. Undaunted, Anderson pursued studies privately in her native city through the continued support of the Philadelphia black community. First with Agnew Reifsnyder, then Urself Bogetti. She met Bogetti through the principal of her high school. Anderson auditioned for him by singing Dip River. He was immediately brought to tears. Bogetti scheduled a recital of English, Russian, Italian, and German music at the Town Hall in New York City in April of 1924. It took place in an almost empty hall and received poor reviews. Haters. In 1923, she made 2 recordings, Deep River and My Way's Cloudy, for the Victor Company. I like that title, My Way's Cloudy. Early career. Yo, this is a lot. And it's probably dangerous. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's just rain. She did her first performance. I'm gonna just kind of skim through it. Carnegie Hall in 1928. If it wasn't like a tornado watch or whatever warning, we'd probably read all this. She toured in Europe. At the Wigmore Hall in 1933 in London, where she was received enthusiastically. In her first years of the 1930s, she toured Europe, where she did not encounter the prejudices she had experienced in America. Yeah, Europe was ahead of the game for some reason back then. She performed in Russia and other major cities of Eastern Europe. She quickly became a favorite of many conductors and composers of major European orchestras. During the 1935 tour, dang, is it get frozen? Oh, there it goes. Wait. During the 1935 tour, in Salzburg, the conductor Arturo Toscanini told her she had a voice heard once in 100 years. Oh, and I think we can listen to it. Hopefully, I don't think it's copyrighted. You can probably hear that rain though. Tree's not too windy. She had some American tours, but she was not immune to the Jim Crow laws in the 1930s. She gave approximately 70 recitals a year in the U.S., but she was still turned away by some American hotels and restaurants. Because of this discrimination, Albert Einstein, a champion of racial tolerance, hosted Anderson on many occasions. The first being in 1937 when she was denied a hotel room while performing at Princeton University. Einstein's first hosting of Anderson became the subject of a play, My Lord, What a Night, in 2021. She stayed with him months before he died in 1955. What? That's crazy. Control, click. Let's try to listen to her singing at the Lincoln Memorial. Okay, it's not gonna work. Oh yeah, it's working. It's loading. Oh, the water's right. The water's up there. Looking for more agua. Looking for more agua. All right, let's give it a go.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're speaking to you from the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in the nation's capital, from which point the National Broadcasting Company brings you a song recital by the gifted Marian Anderson, considered by music critics throughout the world as possessing a most outstanding contralto voice. This concert is presented under the auspices of Howard University of Washington, D.C.
Nice.
Miss Anderson will sing from a stage built on the steps of this impressive memorial to America's Civil War president, looking out over the beautiful reflecting pool to the Washington Monument. Marian Anderson is singing this public concert at the Lincoln Memorial because she was unable to get an auditorium to accommodate the tremendous audience that wished to hear her. Thousands are gathered near the memorial to hear this Easter Day recital, which is perhaps the first open-air concert ever held in Washington. Miss Anderson will be introduced by Secretary of the Interior, Harold L. Ickes, after which she will sing a group of three songs. America, the aria O Mio Fernando from Donizetti's opera, La Favorite, and Schubert's Ave Maria.
Ave Maria.
Here now, the Honorable Harold L. Ickes, Secretary of the Interior.
Go to the Wikipedia page and they have like a link of a lot of her songs.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, in this great auditorium under the sky,
I don't know what the speaker is.
all of us are free. When God gave us this wonderful outdoors, and the sun, the moon, and the stars, He made no distinction of race or creed or color.
Is that Roosevelt?
And
Or Harold
130
Ickes?
years ago, He sent to us one of His truly great, in order that He might restore freedom to those from whom we had disregardfully taken it.
So like what? We didn't catch that part. I didn't either.
Abraham Lincoln laid down his life. And so it is as appropriate as it is fortunate that today we stand reverently and humbly at the base of this memorial to the great emancipator, where glorious tribute is rendered to his memory by a daughter of the race from which he struck the chains of slavery. Facing us down the mall beyond the Washington Monument, which we have erected as a symbol of the towering stature and fame of him who founded this republic, there is rising a memorial to that other great Democrat in our short history,
Alright, homeboy. I want to hear her sing.
who proclaimed as lift.
Yeah, here we go. Here we go. What were you supposed to do? 1939. We're in 2023. Less than 100 years, but still. Yo, that's pretty badass. Let's hear how it sounds with no music on the background. I mean, Louis Pointe music. Okay, doesn't go with that one. Doesn't go with that one at all. Oh, it just ended. Dun, dun, dun. All right, let's get back to Marian Anderson. That was beautiful. At least she's about to sing some more. Oh, they got music for the next one. Kind of want to hear that Ave Maria.
And the aria O Mio Fernando with
Okay, this is scary guy to listen to in the dark with a storm going on outside. So Marian Anderson was a gangster. She was on TV on NBC and CBS in 1953, where she sang songs, including "He's Got the Whole World in His Hands." She did the Metropolitan Opera in '55. She was the first African American to do so. She sang for President Eisenhower's inauguration and toured India and the Far East as Goodwill Ambassador through the U.S. State Department and the American National Theater and Academy. She traveled 35,000 miles and in 12 weeks, giving 24 concerts. Man, to be able to, that's tough. I mean, just talking every day is tough. On the throat, and you gotta be like very healthy, and there was no, auto-tune or anything like that back then. Not that would, I mean, you still gotta sing it, but there was no, I don't know. Let's see. Apparently she released an album called Snoopy Cat, The Adventures of Marian Anderson's Cat Snoopy. Whoa, there was a cat Snoopy before there was a dog Snoopy? In that album, it included short stories and songs about her beloved black cat. I kind of want to hear that. That's pretty cool. She performed in Carnegie Hall in '65. She christened the nuclear-powered ballistic missile submarine USS George Washington Carver. Later life. She retired from singing in '65. She still continued to appear publicly. She was active in the civil rights, right? No, '65, yeah. In '76, where she often narrated Aaron Copland's Lincoln Portrait with her nephew James DePriest conducting. In 1976, Copland conducted a performance with the Philadelphia Orchestra at Saratoga. Her achievements were recognized with many honors, including the University of Pennsylvania Glee Club Award of Merit in 1973, United Nations Peace Prize, New York City's Handel Medallion, and the Congressional Gold Medal in 1977. All those she got in '77. Kennedy Center honors in '78, George Peabody Medal in '81, National Medal of Arts in '86, and a Grammy Award for Lifetime Achievement in '91. Half-ounce gold commemorative medal was embossed with her portrait by the U.S. State's Treasury Department in 1980. 4 years later, she was the first person to be honored with the Eleanor Roosevelt Human Rights Award of the City of New York. She was awarded 24 honorary doctoral degrees by Howard University, Temple University, Smith College, and many other colleges and universities. Damn. badass. That's what I'm talking about. I really want to get into her personal life. That seems kind of personal, her relationships and stuff. So yeah, check her out. Marian Anderson, definitely worth a check out. I'm gonna take a break. We're gonna come right back. Maybe I'll do a freestyle. Maybe I won't. Can you hear the rain in the air? Can you hear the rain in the air? Can you feel the pain in my stare? There's a freestyle. Fuck it, let me just try to get it done right now. Wrap this up. Yup. Call me Chris Tornado. I'm an a-hole sometimes, but I like to get paid though. And I'll pay you too, your fair amount. Man, I like to smoke an ounce or drink about a fifth. People talk shit, but they down with the Sith. And I'm a Jedi, flying to the sky like a damn pilot, like Luke Skywalker. Man, get you locked up and chalked up. People talk shit, man, but they ain't never boxed up. Man, homie, put your rocks up. You ain't trying to get that shit stolen or get clocked up, boxed up. You don't even know. Every time I flow, man, they think that I'm a pro. Every time I come out, you know I got a show. Off to the motherfucking players and the hoes, the pimps and the does. Everybody knows Chris the damn king when it comes to the flows. You already know why you acting strange. People talking shit cause they feel all the pain. They don't understand it ain't the player, it's the game. You gotta change your whole mind frame, your mindset. That's a bet, man. I'm a vet. Keep going till they get these haters wet. Jet. Oh, like it's a lifestyle. People talk shit, but they ain't even wild. Like a damn king, like a damn boss. Man, I'm coming through. Chris Chaos. Yo, thank y'all for coming once again to the Friday podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Pray for me. Pray for us. Pray for everybody. Not pray for y'all. Much love. The power